99% of early life forms vanished. See the first true predators. The Cambrian period witnessed a biological arms race ignite. Among them rose the era's undisputed apex hunter, Anomalocaris. What this creature was unlike anything seen before in the fossil record. Reaching nearly a meter, it commanded the water column. And its primary targets were the abundant, shelled inhabitants below. The Trilobite, a segmented arthropod, was evolution's first success story. And now that we understand the players, let's explore the tactics. Anomalocaris possessed massive compound eyes, providing exceptional vision. This vision allowed it to spot prey from a significant distance. And the pursuit was swift, utilizing powerful lateral fins for propulsion. On the primary weapon, two specialized, barbed frontal appendages. But they acted like retractable fishing nets, designed for quick capture. Once secured, the prey was directed towards the unique circular mouth. With this radial mouth was lined with interlocking plates, not teeth. The attack was efficient: seize, crush, and consume whole. But defense mechanisms in the prey were evolving just as quickly. The key to Trilobite survival was its heavily mineralized, multi-plated carapace. But this shell, made primarily of calcite, offered incredible protection. However, the joints between the plates were unavoidable weak points. The Anomalocaris had to attack precisely where the armor offered no cover. When threatened, many Trilobites could perform a defensive maneuver. They could roll into a tight ball, exposing only the toughest dorsal shield. This defensive coiling made the soft underside completely inaccessible. When the predator needed a strategy to counter this total encapsulation. Some theories suggest brute force combined with specialized handling. The goal was to flip the organism onto its vulnerable underside. If flipping failed, the sheer crushing power of the mouth was next. Bonnery fossil evidence hints at the severity of these early interactions. We find field injuries and even puncture marks in the fossils. These scars strongly suggest the mouth parts were used to pierce armor. But this predator-prey dynamic drove rapid adaptation throughout the ecosystem. Trilobites evolved thicker shells, more flexible joints, and improved burrowing skills. Burrowing became a primary, if temporary, escape mechanism. But the Anomalocaris was an active swimmer, not just a bottom feeder. It could use its appendages to dig or stir up the hiding spots. Or its speed and relatively large size made evasion exceptionally difficult. The evolution of the eye gave the hunter an unassailable advantage. But this was the beginning of true, active predation in Earth's history. The trilobites persisted for hundreds of millions of years because of this armor. But their success lay in perfecting a strong, lightweight, external skeletal structure. And conversely, Anomalocaris represents the advantage of mobility and specialized tools. Its feeding mechanism was a radical departure from simple biting. The development of sophisticated eyes shaped the very nature of hunting. This underwater world was becoming increasingly dangerous for the sedentary. Soft-bodied organisms struggled immensely to survive this new pressure. Only those who could quickly gain effective armor survived the onslaught. But even the predator's own external covering was tough, though flexible. But this foundational conflict shaped the blueprint for future marine life. Armored defense or superior sensory attack. The paths diverged here. However, molting presented a catastrophic vulnerability for the armored prey. But a predator with vision could exploit this precise, temporary window. The soft tissue offered no resistance to the specialized grasping claws. But this hunt demonstrates an early mastery of timing and environmental reading. And the ocean floor was a testing ground for biomechanical excellence. Its vision was the key to overcoming dense, mineral-based defenses. The larger, older trilobites relied on sheer mass and thickness for survival. But even the largest were challenged by the refined mechanics of the hunter. Every successful hunt fueled further defense mechanisms in the prey species. But this ancient struggle established the enduring balance between predator and armor.